Hello guys, welcome to our channel and welcome to the module Learning Fusion 360. So we are going to cover some new commands today, which were remaining in the first and the second session. So now we will cover them today. So first is polygon, and then ellipse, then slot, and then spline. So we will try to discuss these all commands. Let's start with polygon. So I will come back to the home screen and I will do it again. So suppose if the origin is hidden, so if you will click on create sketch, so it will automatically so you can select XY plane and then select the polygon command, and firstly we will go on and learn something about circumscribed polygon. So it does mean that you have to select firstly the center and then midpoint and one of the edge, or midpoint of one of the edge. Okay, so it's something like this. So suppose I want to place the center point here, and then you can orient this polygon any way you want. So suppose I want to give it dimension like this, so it will be like this. Okay, so you want to give dimension. Suppose I want to give the radius of the circle as 50, so it will be 50. Okay, sorry, so my num block. Okay, so now we have a 50 circumscribed polygon that is of 50 millimeter radius and having 6 edges. Okay, 6 edges. So you can change the edges also, you can increase the number of edges also. So suppose if I want to make 70 radius, and if I will press again the tab button, so I can give it like some 8. So it will have 8 edges now. So if I will go for 12, so it will be 12 edges. Okay, so let's go for 8. So this is polygon with 8 edges. Okay, so let's cancel these commands and again go back to polygon. Now we will go for inscribed polygon. So inscribed polygon does mean that now the polygon will be inscribed inside the circle. So again you need to give radius. Suppose I want to give 50, and again tab and 8, not 89, 8. So now I have 50 radius of 50 and 8 edges. Okay, so that's how you can build a new polygon, and then one is remaining. So it's about something edge polygon. So firstly make an square. I will tell you the working, that how you can work on it. So suppose 130 cross 70. So you will go for edge polygon, so you can select the edges here. So these are the 2 edges I have chosen. So you can, if you will extend it, so you will get the polygon out of these edges. So it will treat this edge as one of its edges and make the polygon like that. Okay, so you can change again the number of edges also. Suppose I want to make it 12, suppose I want to make it 8, so it will be like that. Okay, so it's a edge polygon command. And now if we will go for ellipse, so it's ellipse command is just for creating ellipse. So in this you will define a center point and then major axis and a point of ellipse. So firstly I will define center point, and then first axis point, that is major axis, and then that is the minor axis. So I can choose any minor axis which I want. So I can give the dimensions to this also. So suppose sit here plus y, and suppose if I want to give it dimension manually to this, so I will give it 80 suppose, and something else to this 260. Okay, so this will be the ellipse of major axis 260 and minor axis 80 millimeter. So And now we have something else left, that is slot command. So center to center slot, so it's for linear slot. So slot is also sometimes very important in some kind of geometries. So slot, you can make slot by giving it a start point and then the end point, and then it will make a slot of suppose I want to make a 50, so it will make a slot of 50 diameter. Okay, and then you can give the dimension to this also. Suppose I want to give it 100, it will make slot like this. Okay, so it's not constrained, so I will constrain it by coincident command. I will tell you afterwards. So it's actually automatically build slot, so everything is done. If you will see that we haven't given some dimension to this from this point, so if I want to give it 50, so it will be fully constrained slot. Okay, so slot is some there are many kind of slot we can make. So slot can be something like slot inside a rectangle. So there are some parts where the slot is needed, so you can make slot like this. Okay, so then overall slot is something like this. It will end to end point. It will make the slot from end to end point. This is same as the first, only the difference is that we are selecting it from end to end point. So now we will create slot from the center point slot. So it's something like this. Okay, so it's also same, but we are just considering 2 points only, and from center to the first slot only. So it will make a symmetry of the slot in the other side also. So it's a simple command. It's approximately same to the, like if you will make 30, so it will make again 30 on other side also. So it will make other slot there also. Okay, so it's kind of symmetric command. And 3-point slot. So 3-point slot is something like if I want to make a slot in some kind of radius or some kind of circular pattern, so I can make slot like this. Okay, so there can be something circle, and circle over there also. That command also can be useful for somewhere. So it's actually, if you will do it manually, so manually creating slot is something like 50 cross 12. So suppose this, so if I want to create manually, so it will be like this. Okay, so it will be little hectic to do like this, but a slot command can automatically make the slots. Okay, so we prevent these much steps by just creating the slot command. So now we have fit point spline. So it's a very simple command actually. So you just have to select different points and it will make a spline on those points. Okay, and after that you can edit that. Also I will create and continue, and then if I want to change the tangent angle of this spline, so I will just press this lines, and I can change the radius, change the tangent also like this, and I can move it also, and I can edit these points also. So according to your model you can change anything. So suppose you can give some dimensions to this also. So now we have a different spline left, that is control point spline. So in this there is a method that it's a little soft spline, so it's easy to control. So like this, so it will make a spline related to these points. Okay, so you can also, it's also the same for here, but here you can't change the tangent of this these spline. So you can control the spline via these control points and it's a very easy command. So okay, so I hope we are done with all. Now we will do the conic curve also. Some video time is remaining. So conic curve does need 2 points, first conic curve and second one, and then row value. So it's a row value actually, and you can adjust the row value also. So like written here row value, depending on the row value the curve can be elliptical and hyperbolic. So you can create any curve like this. So if I will enter this, and you can change the row value also from this point. So it can be elliptical, hyperbolic, or somewhat else. So now there is one command left, that is point. So suppose if I make a circle and I want to create a point in this point. So this location I want to make a point, so I will just click here and click here to make points. Sometimes it's very useful command to make points. Okay, and that's all for today. So now we have completed some sketch main commands in sketch, and now we will do some operational commands, and after that constraints. So these are very important. Firstly we will do constraint, and after that some operation. So we'll be right back, and be with us. Thank you for joining.